How's it going, guys? Jaeger Creation here again, and I'm back with an update video to show you guys what I've been working on these past few months, figure-wise. So as you can see back here, this is Admiral Kizaru from One Piece, or Borsalino, whatever you want to call him. This is the guy that I've been striving to finish as of late, as he is one of the coolest characters in One Piece, and he's just a cool guy. So here he is. So far, as you can see, I've still got his thumb to do on this hand, as well as probably have to make his fingers a little bit shorter because I don't know, they look a little long and apish for my liking. His hand back here is sort of in progress as well, but I got to do that, and I'll also have to do his Admiral coat, which is going to be a bit of a pain. I don't really know how I want to do that yet. And also maybe a few light effect parts. As you can see back here, this is the sort of a bar attached to his arms here that'll be holding his coat on the back. And then he also does have a little door in the back here that will be storing his effect parts for his light ability. Also where I stored his other hand here. As you can see, each of the fingers will be individually articulated. And yeah, and then in here I've also got, this is just going to be one of the pegs for his little thumb on his right hand. And then this will be his light sword that I'm going to do. And now this will sort of compact to about this size to store on his back. And then it'll extend out. Yep, so that's that. Don't really know what other effect parts I would do for this character, because his light beams are kind of hard to do and don't know if they're really worth it. Maybe I'll just give him some sort of light effect to put on his boots for, you know, when he does his light speed kicks, etc. Yeah. So that's Borsalino right now. Pretty happy with the way he's turned out, actually. He's quite solid. He stands up. And I probably should, I don't know, add a few yellow parts over here so you can't quite see the duct tape in that in his crotch area. Yep, he is also fully articulated as well, but I'll save that for the review of this guy when he's done. Other figure characters I've been working on, well, I've actually been trying to make the 3 Admirals from One Piece, so here's the first one I started before Kizaru actually, which is Aokiji. As you can see, he was actually standing up and he was fine to begin with. He was the first one I did and he was pretty near completion, but then I decided that I didn't like the way I did his legs, so I'm going to sort of redo them a bit, but I do still have them. Just a sec. Here's Aokiji's legs. As you can see, this is sort of how I've made them here. He's got his foot that rotates and also bends up and down, and he has his knee joint there. Rotate at the thigh. Then this will be sort of like his hip joint. It'll go out like that, and then it'll also rotate forward. Yep, so I'm going to have to attach them. I'm going to have to change the peg here so it fits around here, but the way it's going to work is it's sort of going to clip on like that, and then you'll stand like that. It'd be like a Gundam model, if you've ever built one of those, where they just have like a peg there. That's sort of where I got the idea for how to do the hip joints. I've also got to fix up his arm because it's not actually attached here. It's sort of just held on by friction, and his arms are kind of maybe a bit long for my liking. I'm pretty satisfied with how his body's turned out with his tie, his shirt, and his hair. As you can see for his hair, it's not coming up that well on camera, but I've sort of just done a few different layers of the pieces of paper to sort of show off his afro, because as you can imagine with paper, making sort of afro hairstyle is pretty hard to do. And he is also going to be able to have sort of like an ice shooting out effect part from his arm here. As you can see, although that doesn't work that well, it's okay. He'll probably keep that on his arm. So that's Aokiji for now. And then I've also started, oh whoops, just nearly broke something on him that I shouldn't have. Here's Akainu as well, the 3rd and final Admiral. As you can see, he's got still quite a bit of work to do on this guy. He's also, all three of the Admirals are going to have a door effect on their back, so you can sort of store effect parts in here. You know, for Akainu, obviously I'm going to have additional magma fists and whatnot to put in there. And as you can also see with Akainu, this is sort of how I make the frame for the bodies of my characters. I mean, it's all my figures are pretty much just comprised of rolled up tubes of paper. So, you know, when you just roll up a piece of paper into a tube, this is like just a page length here. And then I just have the length and then I just glue them all together to sort of make this frame. As you can see, then I've done his chest muscles there. His neck is articulated a little bit, but it's not going to be working that well. His head will turn up and down. As you can see, it's just another peg as well that goes into there. And also for Akainu, I've started to do his jacket. See, this is what I've done. I've just cut this out on a flat piece of paper. I'll show you actually. So I just draw it on a flat piece of paper like that. You know, this is a bit more than A4 sized. And then for these parts, they just sort of fold up, and then you just wrap them around like that. For his chest, I'll glue that together there. Then that'll sort of just come over his chest like that there. Then you just fold it around, and then on the sides, I'll just sort of fold these around and just stick it all together. And yeah, he's got his holes for his arms, which will go in there. Well, I think I put them on backwards. Oh, doesn't matter. Nothing special about his arms yet. So yeah, that's Akainu. Really want to try to finish Kizaru first, just to get him done so I can move on with the others, but I really don't know how to do the Admiral code. It's kind of a bit of a pain, but we'll see how we go. Hopefully it'll be done by the next video. A couple other characters I have started working on, but I've sort of put their production on hold for the time being, would be Luffy down here, as you can see. You know, that's just Luffy for now. I've also got NL on the way, because he's a beast of a character. Love this dude. You know, the best part of the Skypiea arc for sure. You know, you can say what you want about that arc. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I'm sure most people like NL's role in the arc, because he's just a beast of a villain. And I also have Ace as well down here, because Ace was one of my favourite characters. And a lot of other people's, I'm sure. Cool dude to make. As you've probably noticed, a lot of the low gear characters in One Piece are the ones I tend to make, because when it comes to, I try to incorporate their abilities into an action figure of some sort, and the low gear characters tend to just have easier abilities to make into an action figure, as opposed to characters like Luffy, where I will make his arm, it's just got rolled up paper down here that'll just stretch out. So his arms will be able to stretch as well as his legs, but doing something like a gear third or an elephant gun would be a bit ridiculous, especially in this scale. And for those of you who are curious, he is 30.5-ish centimeters tall, Kizaru. As will most of the other. Most of my figures I try to put them into a 1:8 scale. Obviously the Admirals aren't quite that. The Admirals are in about a 1:10 scale, depending. I mean, if they're like 10 feet tall, don't really know exactly how tall the Admirals are, but they're very, very tall. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. This is all I've done so far, and hopefully Kizaru as well as the other two Admirals will be finished soon, and then I'll upload individual reviews for those characters as well. Okay, thanks a lot, guys. See you next time.